What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and a holler, a banger of a story. Hope you guys enjoy this one. Drop a like if you do, and also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. What are you waiting on? And last but not least, follow me on Twitch, man. Listen, I've been streaming literally every day on Twitch for a while now, so follow my Twitch if you've been missing the live streams. They haven't gone anywhere. They just moved over to Twitch. Go ahead, click that link. I appreciate the support. Without further ado, let's dive right into the video. So, this happened quite a long time ago now. This was like, it was like 4 going on 5 years ago, dude. It's kind of wild to think it's been that long, because it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. But, this took place back when I was still in high school. And on this particular day, I still had a couple tabs left with me that I'd gotten from Ashton just a few days prior. I actually had a good amount left. I bought some off him just to sell, and, I was sitting on some. So I had like a 10 strip sitting at my house, right? I was ready to rumble. And Michael hits me up on this particular day. My good friend Michael, common character in many of these videos. And he hits me up, and he says, "Yo, dude, what are you on today? Like, let's get something going. I got a little bit of weed. Let's do some shit." Now, normally, Michael is the one who supplies me with the acid. It's very rarely vice versa. But in today's predicament, I'm the one bringing the goodies, okay? So I tell him, I'm like, "Listen, Michael, what do you got right now?" He tells me, he's like, "I got a little weed. We can maybe go get some liquor, have some fun, some stuff like that." I tell him, "Dude, don't worry about all that. I have tabs. They're wonderful. I got them from Ashton." And Michael, he'd bought from Ashton before, so he knew. He was like, "Oh, shit, dude. Hell yeah, bring those through." So, I go, I get ready, and I dip out of my house. And on this particular day, I had my mom's car with me. So I drive on over to Michael's house, and I've got a bunch of tabs with me. I ended up bringing the whole 10 strip with me because I didn't really know who else was going to want some. Maybe I could sell the rest I had. I didn't know who was going to be there. So I brought the whole 10 strip, right? I drive over to Michael's house, I get there, and sitting with him is Peter, who is another good friend of mine who, I don't think he's very common in these videos, but he's a good friend of mine nevertheless. I still talk to both of these guys, but I hung out with Peter and Michael quite a bit in high school. It was a whole lot. But, back on topic here. So, I walk in there, and Peter and Michael are sitting in Michael's room, and they're chilling out doing the usual, dude. They're playing Xbox. They're playing some stupid shit. I don't really remember what they were playing. It wasn't my focus. Probably either 2K or COD, one of the two. World at War in particular, dude. Listen, we're not playing on that multiplayer bullshit at the function, dude. It is zombies only at the function, all right? If you come through and tell you, "Oh, let's get on multiplayer," no, shut your stupid mouth, dude. We're playing zombies here. There's Nazi zombies that need to die, okay? But back on topic. So, I sit down, I tap him up, and we immediately start rolling up a couple blunts. We each match on one, myself and Michael. I throw for one, Michael throws for one, and we're off to a great start already. I'm feeling the vibes today. It's feeling like it's going to be a nice evening. So we spark up these blunts, we're smoking up, and I bust out the 10 strip to show to Michael. He's loving it, and he asked me for 2 tabs. I'm like, "My man, I got you. Give me like $15. I'll get you right." Same thing goes for Peter. He also asked for 2 of them, and I'm like, "Well, shit. If everyone else here's taking 2, I'll pop 2 as well. Like, let's trip, boys. What are we doing?" So we're kind of trying to decide what to do for our trip here. Each of us have 2 tabs. I had more than 2 left, but I was only taking 2. The other ones I ended up putting back in the glove box, so fuck those. But, we're trying to decide what to do on our trip here. We're going back and forth, and we're like, "Oh, we could go out to eat." Then we realized we're poor, and we're in high school, and the most any of us had to our names was like $20. So that wasn't really going to work. I just spent all my money on this acid, and all the money that I get from selling the acid was just dumped right back into weed. So I was still broke all the time. Didn't matter, right? So we're all sitting there, and we're trying to think of affordable things to do. And obviously, as you guys know, when I think of an affordable pastime, the only options that come to mind for me are crime. There is nothing legal that can possibly be done for free or that is also fun. It's just not possible. What are you going to say? Go to a park? That's so stupid. How old am I? 6? What are you going to take a walk? Okay, I'll do that on drugs. There's nothing good in this world that is free, that is not illegal. All right, remember that. But back on topic here. So, we're trying to brainstorm some ideas, and I don't really remember how this came about, but we got dead set on spray painting some shit. We were like, "Yo, we should do some graffiti. I think it was Michael whose idea it was. He was like, yo, we should do some graffiti. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I've never done it. You know, I'm down as hell, pop some tabs, you know, paint some shit, but like I've never done it. Michael's never done it either. He's like, well, I haven't either, dude, but I mean, we're going to be tripping. It could be fun, you know? Peter's never done this shit either, so we've got a shenanigan ahead of us, dude. I don't know how the hell to do any of this, dude. Graffiti, I don't know how to make the cool letters that they're doing. You know, I don't know how to spray paint any of the cool gang signs. I don't know that shit, dude. But I'm excited. I'm like, yo, this might turn out to be a pretty fun night, which it definitely did. So, we've got our plan in mind here, and we've got to figure out how to get materials together. We're like, dude, you know, like what do we need to spray paint? You know, like, I mean, obviously spray paint, but like, is there anything else? You know, like what kind of spray paint? What fucking colors are there, dude? Like, what do we get? We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. So the logical choice that we made was, yo, let's just go to Walmart and steal all the supplies. So that way, if we grab the wrong stuff, it doesn't matter because it was free. So we go directly over to Walmart. We hop up in my car. I drive him on over there. And we all go into Walmart together. And we immediately go over to the paint section. We're looking through all the spray paints. And dude, it's a rainbow. They have every color in the world. Listen, I don't know why I was under the impression that, like, spray paint color ranges were limited. But no, dude, they have every shade of every color, bro. It's madness. So we're sitting there and we're like, dude, we should just grab some, like, you know, some good colors, you know, like, think, like, what are the core colors, you know? We need a red, we need a blue, we need a black, we need a, you know, we need a yellow, a green, you know, we need just the basic colors. We don't need to start grabbing shades of shit here. I'm not going to prison because I grabbed one too many fucking spray paint bottles. No chance, boys. So we're up in the paint aisle, you know, we're kind of delegating here. We're debating a little bit what colors we need. And we all just agree upon, okay, each of us pick 2 colors and fucking leave. Just make sure you don't get the same 2 colors. So we grab our 2 colors. And as, you know, we're walking through the Walmart, kind of getting ready to leave. We're like, yo, dude, we should get, like, gloves. You know, we don't want to get paint on our hands. I'm like, hey, that's pretty smart, dude. I don't know, like, if any of you guys do graffiti, like, do you wear gloves? I don't know, but either way, we had the idea of grabbing some gloves. So obviously, we walk on over, we grab some gloves, and luckily we found some in the, like, medicine section. These little, like vinyl, like, almost like nurse gloves, you know? Not vinyl, like latex. What material are they, bro? I don't know. The nurse gloves, dude. The one, if you get a prostate exam, dude, he's gonna have one of these on his finger before he gets up in your rectum. You know what I'm talking about. We found those, and we're ready to rumble, dude. We're like, all right, boys. We're set to go. So we walk straight out of the door. And listen, this was back in the days when, like, I say back in the days, this is like 4 years ago. But even back then, like, Walmart was not as hip to stealing as they are now. I don't know what happened. It feels like ever since COVID, Walmart's asset protection is just on steroids, dude. The only thing I've been able to get out of that place in the past 12 months is a keyboard. And that's because I genuinely forgot to scan it, dude. But everything else, dude, they check my receipt every time now. And nowadays, listen, they don't put the special needs people at the doors anymore, okay? They used to do that. That made it an easy lick, all right? God bless, but it's an easy stain, all right? I love the work they were doing, but hey, they made it easy for us, all right? But now, they don't do. Now they got managers at the doors with tablets and shit, checking receipt. What kind of fucking, making me feel like I'm living in a bad neighborhood and shit, dude? Like, what is this, bro? Nonsense. But either way, okay, back on topic. So we're up in this Walmart, and we stroll right out, dude. We walk out, no one even bats an eye. We didn't even try to conceal it. We're just holding the spray paint, and we just dip. We go back to my car, and we hop in the car, and now we're excited, dude. The plan's finally coming together. We ride on back to Michael's house, and we're chilling at Michael's for a little bit, and we roll up another blunt, and we're like, dude, let's pop our tabs. You know, we're situated, we're ready to go. Let's pop our tabs and get to it. So we each take our 2 tabs. We roll up these blunts after we get our 2 tabs down the hatch. You know, maybe 20 minutes go by just sitting there, letting these tabs sit, you know. We've got our blunts rolled up, and we start smoking up. You know, I'm chilling, I'm feeling good. The sesh is going nicely, and the whole night it was just myself, Michael, and Peter, which I kind of liked. When, you know, a lot of times at Michael's house, he would have a lot of people coming through, going in and out, because he'd be serving people or just inviting a lot of people over. But when I'm tripping, I don't really like that kind of environment. You know, I like the, okay, 3-4 homies, we're at the function, we're all zooted, this is fun, you know? That's my kind of outing. But you know, it was very nice that it was just us 3 chilling, and it made for a spectacular trip. I remember after we smoked this blunt, maybe 15, 20 minutes went past after we cashed the blunt entirely. And I started feeling myself, bro. I felt it going through my veins, dude. It was absolutely spectacular. And I remember the tracers were crazy, dude. Fat purple tracers, dude. They were giant, bro. If you told me these tracers were little bugs flying around, I would have believed you, dude. They were making me tweak out. I remember it was intense, dude. And I was like, holy fuck, dude. Like, this is spectacular, you know? Like, this is great, dude. I'm feeling wonderful. You know, the colors are starting to pop. You know, it almost looks like everything's turning into a GIF, like I always say. You know, everything's starting to move a little bit. I'm loving it. I'm feeling good. This is some great acid. And around the same time I started coming up, of course the homies start feeling it too. And you could tell, dude, we got the giggles. We're excited. We're laughing our asses off playing COD. Just having a fucking blast, dude. And the 3-man split screen on Call of Duty is very scuffed. As most of you guys know, Michael didn't have like a very nice TV in his room. It was one of the old school TVs where like it saw the lines on it, you know, whenever you turned it on. So when we were doing split screen on this thing, holy shit, it was bad. Especially with 3 people, where it breaks 2 of you into, like, the quarters of the screen. Dude, you can't see anything, bro. You literally can't see. I didn't care. I was having an absolute blast. I could have been a blind man at this point. Blind and deaf. Helen Keller would have had a blast, dude. Absolute hoot. So I'm feeling myself. And maybe another hour goes by of us playing games, and we'd almost just completely forgotten about the graffiti. Until I mentioned, I'm like, yo, when are we going to spray paint some shit, boys? Like, I'm tripping hard now. I'm feeling fucking great, dude. My face is melting right now. Like, let's go fucking cause some havoc. Let's go vandalize something. You know what I'm saying? So we're sitting there and we're like, yeah, dude, that sounds good. And Michael, you know, he hops on the TV and he hops on the Xbox, pardon me, and he pulls up some graffiti videos on YouTube on the TV. We're all sitting there, and I'm like, you know, why are we watching this? Let's go do it. And he's like, yeah, bro, I just want to get some ideas for what I'm going to do, you know? Like, I just want to see what's cool and shit. So we're all sitting there, and I'm intrigued, bro. We're all very fascinated with these videos. We literally just went on YouTube and typed in graffiti and just had a field day, bro. We're watching all types of random stuff, like tutorials to, like, you know, time lapses and all this crazy stuff. And I promise you all, not one of us absorbed a single piece of information from these. I was so focused on just the cool colors on the screen, nothing else was being processed whatsoever. And I'm pretty sure that Peter and Michael were in the same boat as well. So after we sit there for like probably 30 or 45 minutes just watching absolutely pointless graffiti videos, we finally feel ready to go. So we pop out of Michael's house, we each grab 2 of our spray paint cans, and we completely neglected the gloves. All of us forgot the gloves. We said, fuck the gloves, we don't care. None of us even said anything about it. I don't think any of us realized that we forgot the gloves until later on, right? So we just kind of start walking through the area. You know, we're taking a stroll. We're walking around, kind of scoping out the area. And initially, we're looking for like a closed business or something. You know, we were considering doing like the back of the grocery store. Then we were like, no, they got lights back there and cameras and all that. Then we were considering doing like the car wash on the gas station. And we were like, no, fucking cops post there all the time. You know, and also there's not really any secluded gas stations around here. Like, they're all in very open intersections. Not a good idea. So we're kind of walking around aimlessly for ages. And I'm tripping balls at this point, dude. I'm having the stroll of a lifetime, dude. It feels like the wind. I remember this. It was so difficult to describe, but it was pretty windy this night. And I remember the wind. I don't know if it's just because I was tripping or like what was going on. It felt like the wind was just so tight. Like, it felt like I was like a force pushing against the wind, dude. Like, I could feel myself breaking the fucking breeze, breaking the wind. I felt like fucking Thor, dude. It was insane. I just felt like an absolute beast. And I'm walking around. I'm inhaling the fresh air. I'm looking around. It's nice and dark out. It's a beautiful fucking evening, dude. It's spectacular outside. So we're kind of taking a stroll around, looking around for where to go. And finally, we come up on this area where there's these houses that are backed up to this little lake kind of thing, right? And all of these houses are pretty nice, and they have very, very high fences. And we decide, boys, no more looking. We're spray painting on the fence. So RIP to homie's fence. Sorry for vandalizing your property. It was a nice house, but we were all tripping balls. So we got right to it, dude. we immediately, I remember Michael was the one who started, and I just kind of sat back and watched it first, because I didn't really know what I was expecting. You know, I didn't know what to expect here. I literally never used a can of spray paint up until this. So I was just sitting back, you know, as if Michael knew any better. He never spray painted either. He just went first. So after kind of noticing that he was just doing random shit and like testing out, you know, his spray paint can and stuff, I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to just get to it. So I just draw a circle. I'm like, yo, I don't know what to do. I'm going to just draw a circle. And I'm tripping balls. So I'm trying my best to just draw like a straight circle across this fence. It's a big, tall wood fence. It's just perfect for this, right? Spectacular for this. So I'm sitting there and I'm spraying this thing up. And I make the best circle that I possibly can. And then after that, I don't know what the fuck to do. So I look over and I'm kind of talking, you know, I'm like, boys, like, I don't know what to make, you know, and Peter's having a hard time too. Peter's literally just doing scribbles. He's just doing random lines and shit. He's like, bro, I'm just fucking testing out the colors and shit. Looks cool, you know? And luckily, you know, since we were around the lake, they had lights that kind of went around the lake. So it was really easy to see. Not really easy, but fairly easy to see, even while we were tripping. So this is really the perfect recipe for disaster for this guy's poor fence, dude. I feel bad. It looked fairly new, too, but hey, living in a house like that, homie can replace that fence 100 times over. I'm not too concerned. But back on topic here. So, you know, I'm trying to decide what to do, and finally I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to draw like a portrait of Michael. You know, like I can't decide. So I tell Michael, I'm like, Michael, dude, like look at me for a minute, bro. Like I'm gonna draw you, you know. So he's like, oh, you want me to pose and shit? And I'm like, nah, bro, like, I'm just doing your face. So he just fucking looks at me, and I'm tripping balls, and he's tripping balls, and we just make this, like, crazy fucking acid eye contact for, like, 5 minutes, it felt like. It was probably only, like, 20 seconds, but it felt like it was the longest eternity of eye contact ever, and I'm sitting there just staring this man down, just trying to, like, scope out how I'm gonna draw him, but his face won't stop fucking moving, dude, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, shit. I don't know how to draw this guy. So finally, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going off memory. And I do my best attempt at drawing Michael as I possibly can. Peter, the entire fucking time, was still just doing lines. I'm like halfway through my Michael drawing at this point, and Peter's just painting the fence a new color. He wasn't even creating anything. I was just like, okay, dude, you know, hey, do your thing, you know what I'm saying? Have your fun over there. Michael was trying to do some cool stuff. I don't really know what he was making, but he was making all sorts of shapes and all sorts of stuff, and it was cool. He had a little more finesse with it than me, you know? I wasn't really ready for the amount of paint that comes out at once, dude. How do you finesse that? How do you get small lines, bro? Like, that shit's spraying everywhere, dude. It's crazy. But either way, so we're spray painting this shit for a little bit. We're fucking around and we're having a blast, dude. We finish up on this guy's fence. I finish up my picture of Michael and I kind of call him over to show him the shit. He comes over and we're all geeking, dude. It's a god-awful picture. It is horrible. We're all laughing our asses off at this, dude. And finally, dude, I wish I still had my old phone from high school. Dude, like half of these stories I'd be able to show you guys pictures. I'm so mad, dude. One of my phones got confiscated by the police, actually. That was a bad one, dude. I have like 4 phones that are just a treasure trove, dude. But we'll listen, that's for a different day. So, back on topic here. We finished that fence up and we're like, boys, that was fucking spectacular, you know? So we walk over and we try to find another fence. We walk like 4 houses over, and all of these houses are very uniform. Same situation on all of them, you know? Like, very similar wood fences, you know? Very similar looking houses. They were like mini mansions, bro. These houses were sick. So we walk like 3 or 4 houses over from this guy, and we find another fence. And this one, you know, I'm out of ideas at this point. I've drawn Michael, and that is as much energy as my brain can muster. So I start pulling a Peter. I'm just drawing lines, bro. I'm just coloring the fence a new color. We're just spray painting for the sake of fucking spray painting, and it was a blast, you know? It was honestly one of the most fun trips I've had, dude. It was a fucking hoot. So after that fence, you know, we didn't draw anything notable. We just scribbled on that shit. After that, we were like, yo, boys, we got to go back and smoke some weed. Like, come on, like let's trip harder, boys. Let's go smoke some blunts right now. So we all hike our asses back to Michael's house. And I remember we were trying to go back off memory, but it was not possible. So luckily, Michael, you know, he still had some juice left in his phone, and he was able to maps us on home. So we get back to Michael's house. You know, we go up to his room, and we're smoking these blunts. And I'd been tripping pretty hard the whole time. Like, this was really, really good shit. Really potent acid. But just, you could tell these tabs were dosed very generously. So I'm feeling great. But after we get back and we roll these blunts up, I'm feeling spectacular, dude. I remember hitting these blunts and just getting this feeling in my face that just felt like it was like, almost like someone was constantly squeezing my cheeks, you know? Like, I just got this, like pressure in my cheeks. It felt like I was always smiling as hard as I can. And the visuals just got so much crazier. Everything got wavy, almost like I was looking at everything through a heat wave, you know? It was so fucking cool, dude. I absolutely loved it. I was having a blast of a trip. And after those 2 fences, we'd had, pardon me. I can't talk tonight. We'd had enough spray painting for the night, right? So we're sitting there, we're chilling out, and the whole rest of the night, all we did was just play Xbox, chill out, smoke a bunch of fucking weed in Michael's room, and trip sack, dude. I actually ended up spending the whole night over there. Same with Peter. We were up damn near all night, just smoking weed, tripping balls, having a blast, dude. I didn't go home until, like, way later, dude. Literally, like, the next day. It was like 10 a.m. when I went home or some shit. It was a blast, dude. It was spectacular. Listen, my mom was not happy about me having the car for that long, but luckily, hey, we're good, boys. It was, hey, she ain't working. We're good. Hey, we got away with it. She was very angry at me, but she was very angry every day, so it didn't really change much. But, hey, either way, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you did. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, gamers.